Hey everybody, going to do our task 3 and 4. So this is ultimately going to solve the testing add and remove. It's probably the trickiest one we've done so far. So bear with me here. Okay, so ultimately what we want to do is we've created scripts, we've created levels. We have added scripts to levels, like we made an array list inside of level that's keeping track of like what scripts are on it. Really what we want to be able to do here is like a level should know what scripts are on it because it's part of the array list, but also each script should know what level it's a part of. So we should be able to kind of like communicate back and forth, and really we should be able to find any script and say, hey, what's your level? Do you belong to this level or another one? So I think that's mostly like this task 3, which is not crazy hard. But then task 4 is a little bit trickier, and this is where we're going to deal with some of the some harder stuff. So it's just kind of tricky to think through, but you can do it. So what we're going to do here is we should be able to move scripts from one level to the other, and when we move them, we should make sure that, like, so say script, and I think I'll show this in some code. So if we have a script that's part of level 1, and then we move it to level 2, so it moves from maybe like the town to a dungeon, moves from one level to the other. Multiple things should happen. One, like the script should know that it's part of now the dungeon level, no longer part of the town. And also, the town should know that that script is not a part of it, and the dungeon should know that this script has joined it. So that's what's going on here. I mean, that's like the summary of what's happening here. There's some methods that we need to complete. First of all, I think I'll talk through task 3, and then we'll look at the actual like test. And I always think that's the best way of kind of understanding what this is doing. And I'll show you an example of the test working. All right, so but in here, basically in your script, we need to do these things. We need to create a level variable inside of your script. It can be done around line 16. We should set a constructor. So the constructor for the script, which is line 26, should set the level to be null. So we shouldn't have any level. When we first create a script, it shouldn't have a level. We should be able to access the level, and then we should be able to set the level. So all that stuff is very kind of that's just kind of filling out your class, filling out the level script class. And there's some things here in level work. So I think what I want to do is let's look through the tests first, and then we'll talk through, see if there's anything else to talk about, because I think that can really help us kind of understand what this thing is asking us to do, because it's a little bit tricky. Let's take a look here. So that's for get script. Let's look at our, we're going to move down into the add and remove test. So let's just start out. I think these tests always tell a story, and we just need to kind of understand what the story is. So let's go to add and remove. And let's see what we got here. So we're creating 2 levels. We have level 1 is equal to a new level. Level 2 is equal to a new level. So we're going to step over that. What I should see in here is, let's see, some stuff I should have. I should have an array list. We're not worried about the tiles part. You can ignore that. But I have an array list, which is stuff from last time. What we're going to say here is we're going to create a script. So really critically, when we create a new script now, if we have script A, it looks like it's got an action argument. The thing that's new here is that its level is null. You don't have to worry about the radius part. That's an extension I did earlier. I completed the full thing, so don't worry about that part. But our level should be null. So we should have a variable for level, and it should be null. Could be kind of like whatever name you want, but yeah, we should be keeping track of its level. So, and that's what we're going to do right to begin with. We're going to say a newly created script has its level null. Yeah, because it's not any kind of level. So if we step over that, that should work just fine. All right, now the critical thing, and again, mine thing works. Yours won't work like this when you first run it, but I want to show you what's going to happen. So level1.add script. So script A is going to go join level 1. Let's see what happens to level 1. Level 1 currently has nothing on its list, and A has a level of null. So what we should be able to do is when we do add script, we're going to see that, great, there's an array list now. Our array list for level now has something on it. And similarly, A now knows what level it's a part of. We can tell what level it's a part of because we can see level at 30. That's like kind of like the memory location thing for it. So level at 30 matches this level at 30. So that's level 1. We can see over here just level 2 is called level at 31. So that's how we know which level is which, by looking at those things. Just kind of like what's happening in the memory behind the scenes. Okay, I'm going to skip over these because these tests are working. But I do want to show you kind of like level1.remove script. So if we go into level 1 and we do .remove script, what that should do, it should do 2 things. You notice that it's changing the array list down to size of 0, but it's also setting the level of our script to null. So that's just coming from this one method call. Level1.remove script is going to do 2 things. Remove the thing from the array list and set that script's level to be null. Okay, let's move on. So, okay, so great. So those are the two most basic things. I think if you get that done, we'll get most of the way through the rest of this. Okay, so now let's see here. Let's look before we do level 2.addScript we'll just look. A's got no level, like we talked about. Level 2's got nothing on its array list. When we do level 2.addScript, should be very familiar, I hope. We're going to increase this array list by size of 1. We're going to increase our level, or excuse me, we're going to adjust our script's level to be matching this. But here's the tricky part is like, look at this one. Now we're saying level 1.addScript. Our script can't be in both levels at once. You can't be in the town and be in the dungeon or wherever. We can only be in one or the other. So we're going to click over here, and we're going to say that you'll notice what happened here, right? The level here, for level 2, its array list decreased to size of 0. And A went from having a level at 31 to now level at 30. You can see all these highlighted changes that happened from the last run of code, right? So not only just this one line of code, level 1.addScript did like 3 things at once. It removed the script from its original level, it added it to its level, and it told the script, hey, your level is me now. So you got to think through like how that would work, and it's all in one line of code. We should think maybe about like, if we're running add_script, we should probably talk to our script and say, hey, do you belong to a level already? If you do, then you should say goodbye to that level and join me. If you don't, fine, just join my list and I'll make sure that your level is set to me. If, however, you belong to a level, you need to make sure you say goodbye to that level and then come join me. So, yeah, work through that a little bit. So we got to think through that a little bit. Yeah, a couple different scenarios there. Other things in here, when we do like move, this is like, I think this is getting into task like 4 maybe, but A.move, basically we're saying like, we should take a script and we should be able to move it, and if we move it to level 2, then we should also make sure that it leaves level 1. Oh, running out of power, but I think I'll be okay. So let's take a look here. Like right now, we can see A is a part of level at 30. Level at 30. 31 has nothing. 30 has something. When we do A.move to 3 level 2, that means 3 things should happen. A should change its level. Level 2 should get A, and level 1 should lose A. So if we click over that, we're going to see that happening, right? Level 1 lost the size. Level 2 increased in size, and A changed its level. I would bear in mind, like, you can use previous code in here, like use this add script or remove script. Like, if you get this working, you can use that code in here. And then let's see, in here, some other things. We're going to say, let's see, A is a part of level 2 right now. What we're going to say is level 2.addScript. Oh, so we're going to add another script here, fine. Yeah, just making sure we're getting the right script. I think that should be fine. A.move level 2. Oh, in here, so this is a kind of a good point to kind of look at is when we do A.move 632, it's already part of level 2. So if we say A.move 63 or yeah 67 level 2, then it shouldn't really, it should update its X and Y's, but it really shouldn't mess with this list at all. It should be our script A. Script F45 should still be the first thing on the list. It shouldn't like add itself again to the list or do anything crazy like that. It should just change its values. Okay, and then we should be able to move it to a null level, which will remove it from the array list, update its level to be null. Okay. All right, so I think all the rest of the stuff is like kind of just doing the same thing. Yeah, so hopefully that's helpful to get you started on this. I know it's a tricky one. It's definitely the hardest one out of these to get started.